This is BTV2, part of the Britannia Television Network.
Carruthers, your loyalty to the Prince of Wales is to be admired. You're one of his closest confidants, after all. But we must know, who is this new suitor? And why all the intrigue and mystery surrounding them? Your Royal Highness Elizabeth, I must say, you're putting me in rather a spot. I can guarantee you I will be the very soul of discretion. All right, I guess you have a right to know, with your husband being next in line. He's seeing someone called Wallace Simpson. Wallace? Oh, is that all? It's a man. Oh, that's easily dealt with. We've been dealing with such things for years. No, madam, you misunderstand. Wallace is a woman, but I'm afraid it's much worse. How could things possibly be worse than that? Well, you see, Wallace is a divorcee. And what's more, she's an American. Oh! Edward, wait. I must speak to you. Well, if you must, but I must ask that you keep it brief. I have learned about this dalliance of yours with this American divorcee. What are you thinking? You must end it. End it? I have no intention of doing so. I've been waiting for this. Carruthers told me how you corralled him at the party last week. I know you like to live a life of playboy, and who can blame you? You're still a young-ish man. But you are in line to the throne. You have a country to think of, and your family, and the future to which you have been so prepared. None of that matters to me. None of it. How can I explain to you in a way that you will understand? It's a love so true, it makes me feel alive for the first time in my life. How could I turn my back on that? How can you turn your back on the potential implications to the monarchy? You have a responsibility to us, to the country, to the empire. Responsibilities mean nothing to me. All I want is Wallace. In fact, I'm meeting her now. We're going on a trip around the Mediterranean. You're taking a trip with a divorcee? Well, yes, that's true. She is a divorcee, but Carruthers didn't tell you everything. She's still married. Still married? I must go. I can't keep Peaches waiting. Peaches? What sort of name is that? What does that make you? Well, I guess that makes me the cat who got the cream for the first time in my life. Walk away then, Edward, but mark my words. She'll be Peaches Flambe by the time I've finished with her.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to meet me, Queen Mary. You needn't call me Queen Mary. We are family. You could call me Her Majesty. Your Majesty, what I have to say may shock you. I have recently discovered that Edward, your son, the Prince of Wales, is currently having a liaison with a divorcee. In fact, they're currently on a cruise together to the Mediterranean. He's not going to the Mediterranean. He's going to Biarritz in France, and then to Portugal and to Spain. You knew? Well, of course we know. Flunkies come in very handy. Chunky Metcalf has told us everything. Well, far be it from me to interfere in other people's personal lives. But I think you ought to know also that she's an American. She's not even English. I find your objection to her not being English very strange, considering I was not born in England, and neither were you. But as to your other objections, you may be able to work with that. We are putting together a dossier of her life in Peking years ago. Apparently she had a profession over there. The world's oldest profession. Oldest profession? I'm afraid I don't follow. Oh, it'll come to you. Charwoman? French girl? Oh! Zeld. I will be meeting with him as soon as he gets off the boat, I can assure you. He is very unsuitable, and she must be stopped.
He was never blessed with punctuality, nor discretion, it seems. Mother dear, how good it is to see you again. How was your trip? It was very nice. The Mediterranean is lovely this time of year. It isn't in the Mediterranean, you stupid boy. It isn't? Well, it's neither here nor there. Mummy, there's someone I'd very much like you to meet. No. Darling, come here. Say hello to Mummy. You bought that social climbing, Jezebel, here? This is outrageous. Charmed, I'm sure. What did she say? I cannot understand her accent, is too thick. What she says is of no consequence. It's customary to curtsy when you meet a queen, my dear. Curtsy? You little people still do that? How quaint! Oh, Peaches, you're going to have to learn all of our little ways if you're going to be queen someday. You think this woman is going to one day occupy my place on the throne? How dare you! Now, Mummy, this wanton woman who collects husbands as others collect stamps, I'll not have you disrespect Wallace in this manner. You are being played for a fool, and you are. And if you think you're her only extramarital dalliance, you're sadly mistaken. What? 3 words. Guy Marcus Trundle. Who? You know very well who. The special branch has investigated you thoroughly. Things have gone too far for you to play the fool. Does my happiness mean nothing to you? You are a spoiled, frivolous child. You will one day become king. That comes before all else. This is the woman I love, and one way or another we'll be together, whether you like it or not. I can assure you that woman will never be queen. Not while there's breath in my body.
Your Majesty, I simply can't believe that your son, Prince of Wales, brought that vile American harlot back here to Buckingham Palace. Neither can I. He has always expressed bad judgment in many aspects. But this is ridiculous, even for him. Well, I quite agree. I can't help but find my fondness for him beginning to wane. I don't know what to do to help prevent this awful relationship. I've tried to reason with him. He simply won't be swayed. Appealing to his reason is a fruitless endeavor. Fruitless, yes, fruitless. If only he was fruitless. Do you know why he calls her Peaches? Perhaps he likes her furry skin. We must address this from a different angle. We must convince her to leave. Oh, of course! What a marvelous idea! Naturally, I cannot be seen to be speaking with her. It would only lend more legitimacy to the position. I quite understand. That's the last thing any of us needs. What I need is someone to speak to her on my behalf. An emissary, if you will. Well, that's a simply topping idea. This way, you can deliver that woman a message while staying completely out of the picture. It's marvelous. You need to find some minor functionary to do the job for you. No one too important. No one of any significance. I choose you to speak to her on my behalf. I beg your pardon? Duchess Elizabeth, you will be my emissary. Your Majesty, while I am of course charmed and flattered to be invited to represent you and by extension the entire family upon this matter, I am afraid I must politely decline. I'm sorry. As you said, lend nothing but credibility to her, and nobody wants that, least while we. It's very interesting. You speak as though you have a choice. Let me assure you, you do not. You are a mere duchess, the wife of my second son. I am Mary of Teck, Queen of the United Kingdom, Empress of India and the Dominions. I have given you an instruction, and you will obey it. I must say this is a most unexpected pleasure.
If there is any pleasure to be had in any of this, it's yours and yours alone, I can assure you.
How was your journey here?
Let me be perfectly clear. I am here as a representative of the Crown. I'm not interested in any frivolous small talk of yours.
I see. Well, as they say back in Baltimore, you better cut to the chase.
Oh, what vulgar expressions you Americans come up with. We both know why I'm here. You must stop this wholly inappropriate affair with Edward.
Why on earth should I want to do that?
Well, because you are married, for one thing.
Oh, please. You know as well as I do, Edward has always dated married women.
And you are a divorcee.
My first marriage wasn't fulfilling, so I had to leave. There's nothing wrong with that.
In your circles, perhaps, but Edward is not in your circle. Edward is destined to be king, and that changes everything.
Everything?
Yes, everything.
Well, it doesn't change the fact that he's a man. And he's a man who's in love with me.
In love? You are nothing more than a trinket, my dear. He'll have his fun with you and then discard you on the scrap pile like all the rest.
Really? You think so? If you really did believe that, you wouldn't be here now with me.
You simply don't understand Edward. He's a charming man, but he's really quite naive in his way.
Oh, I understand that perfectly. It's one of his most endearing qualities. He finds me exotic.
Exotic? You?
That really prickles you, doesn't it? Don't think for a moment I don't know how fiercely you pursued Edward. It must have broken your little heart when he said no and wasn't remotely interested in you. You had to settle for poor little Bertie. Is it true that you made him propose 3 times before you could find it within yourself to take second best and accept?
Your relationship is what's being discussed here, not mine.
It must eat you up every day to be stuck in the background all the time, never in the light, with your consolation prize husband.
Now look here.
He has a name for you, you know. Edward does. A nickname.
Be silent!
Don't you want to know what it is?
I couldn't care less.
It's Cookie.
Cookie? Well, now I know you're lying. They're called biscuits here, my dear. Not that kind of cookie.
Goodness me. No, he means a kitchen maid, a servant, a common cook.
Edward would never say such a thing.
Oh, he sure would. He tells me a lot of things. He's a very modern man.
Modern man?
Yes. He's got some very interesting modern ideas about streamlining the monarchy when he becomes king. Removing minor roles. You know the type. And he asks my advice all the time.
Your advice?
That's right. So if you want your nice little life with Bertie to continue in the manner to which you've clearly become accustomed, then you'd better start being a whole lot nicer to me.